So, John Steele reached out some days ago about the fact that Bradley's drawing and there seems to be some connection to the Bible. And so this video here is me going through this connection in the Bible and showing you that it connects to the theme and the artistic expression collaboration with Bradley that has to do with fire and having burns. And so I'll go through this and show it to you, and I will also try to show a bit of the timeline so that you are able to see that this is happening outside of me trying to make it look pretty. You know, I'm not trying to make it look pretty. It just becomes like this, okay? So let's look into this. So later I will prove to you that it's happening by itself. These connections are organic, okay? They are organic, they are pure, okay? Let's look at this. So if you search for Syracuse, which is where Bradley lives, you'll see that you get a single hit in the Bible. The only place is Acts 28:12, okay? We're going to go there. We're going to look at the whole, this whole Bible verse, the whole chapter. I mean, there are lots of chapters in the Bible, lots of books. There are, 66 books in the Bible, and this is one of them. And you see Bible chapter 28 of this. So it's a very low probability. It's a single place here where Syracuse is popping up, and you can see here Syracuse. It has to do with something. I'll show it to you. I'll slowly explain this to you, what's going on here. So you can see the fire that I have here to the right, and it will be very clear soon. So if you search for fire, first of all, you see that there's a lot of there's a fire in this. Fire theme is in this Bible verse, and you will soon see that it has to do with burning and getting not getting burns in this case. But as I argue, this drawing collaboration has to do with kind of the opposite. Okay, so they built a fire and welcomed us all because it was raining and cold. Okay, Paul gathered a pile of bushwood, and as he put it on the fire, a viper driven by the heat fastened itself to his hand. So there is a viper, a snake, grabbing to his arm, okay? This is what we're seeing here. Then the islanders saw the snake on his hand. They said to each other, "This man must be a murderer, for he escaped from the sea. The goddess justice has not allowed him to live." But Paul, he shook the snake off into the fire and suffered no ill effect. So he took his arm, he did like this. The people expected him to swell up and fall dead, because this burning yourself like this is supposed to give you degree burns. So he shook like this in the fire. And this is the Bible verse that has to do with Syracuse. And what I'm saying is that the whole theme of getting burns is this is the timeline. the whole thing here with Bradley's drawing, his talk about getting burns, being burned, it is connecting to the only Bible verse or the only Bible chapter that mentions Syracuse. As I said, it's only a single place in the Bible, and that place has to do with burning, like intentionally burning and shaking off a snake in the fire without getting degree burns. But in this case, I'm arguing that this metaphorical pole is something that in this case is getting burned because of the symbolic connections. As I'm saying, if you look here on the timeline, I first received an email from Bradley, January 14th. January 17th, he revealed to me that he's from Syracuse. February 3rd, Syracuse had some big news about the first firefighter inscription on a memorial stone since 1999. And bear in mind that the population of Syracuse is not that large. It's quite a big deal that the first time since, 27 years, they suddenly inscribe a new name into the memorial stone for firefighters. Then Bradley has his, like the day after, Bradley has his collaborative drawing where we are like very much on the same frequency. He reveals his dream about the fire, and we'll quickly look at that.
But I've had I'll say dreams about burning. And there was an intense while where I had thoughts about burning. So that's why it's interesting you brought up burns.
Nice. Okay.
It's there's something like anybody that denies this, there's something to this because there is
Yeah, so I accidentally lost it. This connection to Syracuse here. I'll just pick it up again. It's very simple. It's very it's only one place in the Bible with Syracuse, and this is the place where someone is burning his own hand, his own arm, and as you can see here. But Paul shook the snake off into the fire and suffered no ill effects. The people expecting him to swell. The reason why they expected him to swell is because he probably has the hand in the fire for a long time and is burning. Again, bear in mind that this is the only place in the Bible that mentions Syracuse. Bear in mind that at the time of the also bear in mind that Bradley reached out to me, he contacted me, and so it's not that I'm trying to find someone that fulfills a certain pattern, and I'm trying to I'm not trying to deceive or anything like that. I'm just really connected to this stuff, and so Bradley he simply appears at this perfect timing. He says, that he would like to do a drawing collaboration, and it becomes this it starts to resonate with the Bible. We see, as I said, this is a great connection to him. Like I'm mentioning specifically this connection in Syracuse firefighter inscription in the memorial because there is something. How do I explain it? This is kind of a sign, the fact that the firefighter inscription occurred on February 3rd. I already said to him at this time that we should do the drawing collab, which we try to find a time that was fitting for both. And then February 4th, the drawing collab, most of the news of the Syracuse firefighter inscription was published on February 4th, actually. But the inscription itself happened on February 3rd. And then, lastly, John told me, like he made a comment where he said that, oh, Syracuse is in the Bible. I believe it's February 15th when he said that, 15th or 16th, something like that. He said that, yeah, and then you basically see it happening here where there is a fire. It is cold, so there is a fire. It reminds a bit of that there's cold right now, and yeah, this is so. I don't know what to say more. It's so obvious that what's going on here. I also read in Act 27, you see Paul communicating with an angel in Act 27. As I'm saying, I do believe that this kind of Paul here, in this case, is metaphorical of something that will get burned, because we have this symbology here, something that is going to get this metaphorical pole is something that represents the degree burns of being burned. And you see he's shaking in the fire, but actually getting burns. So I think I see this as kind of this suffered no ill effects. I believe this is a detail that is it doesn't apply in this case. Okay, it doesn't apply in this case because so the whole thing here, how it should be viewed, is that there is a pattern of burns and fire, and it is basically undeniable. There's only one place in the Bible that mentions Syracuse, and that place also intentionally burns and checks for the people expected him to swell up and suddenly fall dead. You see, this is indicative of the burns. So yeah, I think I'll end this recording now. I'll just once again prove that if you go, like, Syracuse has only one hit. Like, I'm just showing it again. One Bible result for Syracuse, you see. And what's happening? So there's kind of a perfection in this. There's a perfection in this, that there's a low entropy in this, that the pattern, as I'm saying, the pattern has some kind of low entropy that makes it into, as I say, some kind of life force. I argue that low entropy is life force, and that you literally see the low entropy in that. It's not really that I am researching to find patterns, but it's rather that the patterns are themselves being there because of the low entropy. Because what is entropy? Okay, what is entropy or low entropy? Low entropy is patterns. That's what it is. You can just call it life force. Okay, the life force is inside something, inside a container, inside a living cell, inside something. There's a pattern, and this is the life force. It's that simple. And now when you see the patterns spread into the Bible, are like they were there all the time, right? Now when you see that, it's not that I'm being super intelligent here. No, it's more like, no, it was already there. It's already like destiny. It is like this. It's supposed to be like this, you know. And this pattern is life force. Okay, it is. So it is. So this kind of stuff is going to continue. In a way, what you're seeing on the screen right now, it is pretty interesting. Like it's pretty entertaining that you're able to find Bradley's dream, our talk, Bradley's drawing, his expression, and his him sharing his innermost thoughts about thinking about burning and having a dream about burning, actually having a biblical corresponding place, connecting to him specifically via Syracuse, you know. And yeah, this is the pattern. This is life force. This is how it is. Yeah, and we see the memetics of degree burns being further reiterated, and I think it's pretty good that it's not me that brought this to the attention, but it is Jon Steele that brought this into the consciousness that it exists inside of the Bible. Also, kind of this is pure spontaneity that becomes biblical. And I believe that it's from my perspective, as I see it, it's because I believe in your divine spark, and so it has this big connect. It becomes very connected because of that also. Okay, it becomes pure. Okay, and yeah. It's not me bringing this up again. It started with Jon bringing this up, okay? And I'm merely showing that the Bible is kind of tagging along, you know? The Bible is tagging along. Yeah. So I think that's it, guys. So someone shaking his hand in the fire, and people expected him to swell up and fall dead. This is a Bible chapter about being burned, and yeah. So that's it, guys. See you another time. Bye bye.